Is that a firearm under your jacket? Don't reach for it, just answer it. I don't know. I'm asking if it's a firearm, so if you reach for it, we have issues.
It is.
Okay, don't ever reach for it, okay?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're heading over to Oregon for another ride-along that quickly turns into a traffic stop, a failed attempt to explain things away, and eventually an arrest. These incidents have been coming in so fast lately that it's almost impossible to keep up, but we've got another one ready to go. This driver is dealing with a suspended license, no vehicle registration, and no insurance. And as if that wasn't enough, police also discover a concealed firearm being carried without the required permit, something that's illegal in Oregon. And somehow, all of this is happening in a truck that looks like it should probably be anywhere except on a public road. So, with that said, let's get straight into the video.
Hi there.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Officer Kennedy. Remember quickly said earlier, no conversation is being recorded, okay?
Yes, it is.
The reason for the stop today is that I noticed your tags are expired. Do you have your license on now? Is that a firearm under your jacket? Don't reach for it, just answer it. I don't know. I'm asking if it's a firearm, so if you reach for it, we have issues.
It is.
Okay, don't ever reach for it, okay?
Wow, the officer literally asks whether she has a firearm, and the very first thing she does is reach straight toward it. He immediately tells her not to touch it, but somehow she still makes that move. I'm from the UK, and even I know reaching for a weapon during a police stop is about as reckless as it gets.
Wow, he asks if she has a firearm, and the first thing she does is reach for it when he tells her not to. I'm from the UK, and even I know that's one of the dumbest moves you can make.
Will you do me a favor? I'd like to remove that from you.
I would rather remove it myself
Okay,
than
you're not
place
going to
it
do
on
that. You're not going to put a firearm in your
Sir,
hand. Okay, so just hear me
I
out.
am
Stop
not-
talking. Just let me explain, okay? This is for my safety. I don't mean any harm to you.
Excuse me, but it's about my safety.
Okay, I'm not going to hurt you, nor am I putting off an intimidating
Well, I'm not
factor. Okay, just
going to
listen.
hurt you.
This is what I would like to do, okay? All I would like you to do is cross your fingers like this, put your hand on your head, and I'd like to just grab and take it out. I'm not going to seize
No,
it or
I
anything
do not
like
want
that.
my weapon outside of my vehicle.
Where's your ID?
I do not want my weapon outside of the vehicle.
Where is your
I
ID?
am willing to put my weapon on the dash so that you can clearly
Do not
see it.
touch that gun.
Fine.
Okay.
Then it'll
I'll
see
tell you
where
what.
it's at.
Put the paperwork on the dash for me. Put the paperwork on the dash.
Why?
Because I'm telling you to, and it's a lawful order. Put the paperwork on the dash now, and put your hands on the steering wheel and don't move them. Okay? You're being
It might make sense, but clearly she's not about to let something like common sense get in the way of this traffic stop, is she? And honestly, what is it with sovereign citizens constantly claiming the Fifth Amendment while continuing to talk nonstop? If you're going to invoke your right to remain silent, you'd think actually staying silent would be the obvious next step.
So, will you tell me your name and date of birth?
Not until I present this paperwork.
Okay. 3216. Can I get another unit? I'm gonna get my chief down here for you.
Okay.
Keep your hands right where they're at.
I will keep them there as long as I can.
Okay. Perfect. They need to remain there, and your hand needs to stay away from that.
And I already told you, I will keep them there as long as I can. This is not exactly a comfortable position.
Well, you brought this situation on yourself by refusing to hand over the firearm, lady. And if simply keeping both hands on the steering wheel is too uncomfortable for you, then maybe getting behind the wheel isn't exactly your strong suit.
Not yet. Female's verbally uncooperative.
I am not uncooperative.
Firearm
I am
on it.
simply answering you without mine.
Not at this time.
See, you guys always do that. You guys always make something up that isn't there.
What did I make up today, ma'am?
You're saying I'm being confrontational. I'm not being
Okay,
confrontational.
maybe let me
I
use a
am-
different word. Argumentative.
Well, maybe argumentative, but I'd say so are you, because you're not getting everything you want exactly when you want it.
So, looks like he was absolutely right to call for backup after all. At least we can put that question to bed and move on.
Yeah, because I gotta survive every contact, and
I
I'm gonna
understand
get
that.
what I want when there's a firearm involved.
You know what?
It's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, but it's the police that have proved themselves to be unreliable.
Oh yeah? Have you ever met me before?
Yes, I
You've
have.
met me. Where did you meet me?
Matter of fact, really doesn't matter.
Okay, so you haven't met me, so therefore you have no idea whether I'm reliable or not.
All I know is you're wearing a monkey suit.
A monkey suit? I believe it's a police uniform and a badge. But that's fine. I get what you're trying to do. You're mad at the badge, not at me. I'm just trying to go home every day.
I don't trust the badge.
Okay.
So, looks like he was absolutely. So basically, you're making a generalization here, and that's a pretty dangerous habit to fall into. It can easily lead you to judge and dislike people you've never even met or know anything about. Right to call for backup, after all. At least we can put that question to bed and move on.
You don't have to trust me, but not that I don't trust you, I can't trust you because I don't know you. Okay, I stop hundreds, possibly thousands of people every year, and I have to survive each of those contacts for a duration of 25 years. Okay?
I understand that.
I know how to do that, and I know how I want people to react if they do have a firearm, and so that's what I go off of, okay?
And I was willing to compromise with you, but you're not willing to compromise. You want it your way.
What is the compromise?
I am willing to put it on the dash, or even to allow you to put it on the dash. I would
like to do that.
Willing to allow you to remove it from my vehicle.
Okay. I can work with you on that a little bit. If I'm going to put it on your dash, I'm going to unload it first.
That's fine.
Okay. Will you put your hands on your head with your fingers crossed so I can remove it from you? Thank you. I appreciate that. Any other firearms with you?
No. Can I put my hands down now?
Yes, ma'am. If you could keep them at least visible, that would be wonderful.
Now, can I begin going over this paperwork with me that you're going to thoroughly disagree with me on anyway?
I'm not saying I'm going to disagree with you. It may be legitimate, okay?
It is legitimate.
Okay.
No, that's simply not how this works. A traffic stop doesn't require mountains of paperwork or whatever documentation she's trying to demand. The basics are a valid driver's license, vehicle registration, and proof of insurance. And judging by everything we've seen so far, I'm guessing producing all three isn't going to be easy.
Well, that's fine. Once I get this done, we'll move on with the rest of the stop.
It would have been a lot easier just to push the wheel.
You don't get to decide how things go. Okay. I'm all about respecting you and trying to work with you.
I was trying to be helpful.
You were not. I was asking you to do something, and you were refusing to.
I was talking about with getting the bullets out of the gun. I was just trying. It would have been easier and faster to get the bullets out if you'd have pushed the release.
Okay.
That's all I was trying to say.
I was hoping things would have been much easier and quicker by now. How hard is it to simply hand over the firearm when the officer asks for it? But instead, she has to keep playing these pointless games and dragging the whole situation out.
I was giving you a lawful order, and you were refusing to obey that. For personal feelings, I understand that. You did not prefer it that way. But there's times during a traffic stop or an interaction with police, you have to set your personal opinion or feelings aside to obey a lawful order.
You agreed to put my weapon on my dash.
Afterwards.
No.
Correct.
You
After I told you
to put my weapon.
Okay, we're gonna stop this. I'm gonna wait for the
dash.
chief. We'll go from there. I'm gonna put it on the dash now. You need to not reach for it, and I'm gonna put it on that side. Will you roll that window down?
I have to turn.
Just turn it to the on. Yeah, accelerator on. That's fine.
Wow, just look at the condition of this truck. There's no hood, and there are sharp edges everywhere that could easily catch or cut you as you walk past. And yes, apparently driving around without a hood is illegal in Oregon. But honestly, an unsafe and barely roadworthy truck is probably the smallest problem she has to deal with right now.
Actually, I'm gonna hold it here until the chief's here. Okay, where's your identification at?
I will just wait for your chief.
Fine with me. Ma'am, is there a reason that you're being difficult? I'm trying to give you every opportunity to...
Quite honestly, I don't feel like repeating myself. And if I go through all this with you, then I have to go over it yet again with the chief.
Okay.
I don't feel like repeating myself.
Okay.
So, I am not refusing to identify. I am simply requesting that you take into account that there's more to it than maybe even what you know.
If there were actually something important he needed to know about his own job, I highly doubt he'd be finding out about it for the first time on the side of the road from someone driving a truck like this. Trust me, this is definitely not the source I'd be taking career advice from.
I know, you're an officer and you think you know all the laws. Sorry, but nobody knows all the laws.
I've never claimed to.
I would certainly hope not, because I feel bad for anybody that has to.
So,
Okay.
All right, this is the point where the chief finally shows up, and considering his position, it's pretty safe to say this isn't his first encounter with a sovereign citizen. He's clearly dealt with this kind of situation before.
So, Chief, will you roll that window down for the chief so he can hear everything that's being said? So, I have the firearm now. It's clear from her. So, essentially, approached. I know she had the firearm on her hip. Not a big deal. I asked her if it was a firearm that she'd point at it or tell me instead of reaching it. She reached for it. Anyway, I asked her to put her hands on her head so I could remove it from her and take it back to my vehicle to secure it during the rest of the stop because she's mildly argumentative. She refused to do that. We ended up coming to a compromise. She let me take it off her and unload it. So it's been a bit of a confrontation. I've asked her for a license multiple times. She said she wouldn't give it until you got here, so that's where we're at. So can I have your license?
I don't want to repeat myself.
Okay, can I have your license, please?
Just real quick, man, just so you know, my name's Chief Bruce. So you know I got my camera going through, so this is recording, okay?
Okay. I've got my camera recording as well.
Okay.
Now, as I told you before I relinquish my information, I am going to go over this paperwork.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay?
Your paperwork is complete nonsense, lady, and everyone here can see it. Fortunately, the chief sees right through it as well and shuts it down before she even gets the chance to make it past the first page.
As you're asking me for my driver's license, I do want you to know that the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon by horse-drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile is not a mere privilege which may be permitted or prohibited at will, but a common right which he has under his right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Under this constitutional guarantee, one may, therefore, under normal conditions, travel at his inclination along the public highways or in public places, and while conducting himself in an orderly and decent manner, neither interfering with nor disturbing another's rights. He will be protected, not only in his person, but in his safe conduct. And I can give you where to find that if you would like.
And we don't need to. The U.S. Supreme Court has already squashed that, so...
No, the U.S. Supreme Court has not.
Yes, they have. And you do have a right to travel. You have a right to travel by your feet or your horse, but you have to have a driver's license.
No, you do not.
I'm certainly no U.S. Supreme Court expert, but the Supreme Court has never ruled that driver's licenses are unconstitutional. In fact, the courts have repeatedly made it clear that the right to travel doesn't mean you can operate a motor vehicle on public roads without meeting the legal requirements, whether you're driving commercially or privately. Instead of relying on cherry-picked court cases and random documents downloaded from the internet, maybe she should take a look at the 10th Amendment, which gives states authority to establish and enforce their own traffic laws. Still, to give her some credit, she does eventually hand over a driver's license, although there's one small problem. That license is suspended.
Okay, we can argue this later, so you need to provide the officer with your driver's license or you will be arrested for failure to carry and present.
For what crime?
Failed to carry and present a driver's license. That's a Class C misdemeanor in the state of Oregon.
Without a crime, it is not a failure.
So you have to let go of it. You have to
Why
present it to
Why do I have to let go of it?
Honestly, the bigger question is, why make this so difficult in the first place? Just hand over your license, answer the officer's questions, and let the traffic stop move along instead of turning it into an unnecessary argument.
I presented it. You can see it.
Do you have a concealed handgun license with you?
No,
Okay. Do you have insurance for the vehicle?
not required.
Okay.
Good. Whether you feel it's required or not, do you have insurance information? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Do you have registration information? Whether it's required in your opinion or not, do you have...
I don't know if it's here in the car or not.
Okay, so you just don't know. Okay, that's fine. I'll be back.
Gina, this is the deal, okay? I need you to step out of the vehicle because you're being placed under arrest for carrying a concealed firearm.
You're placing me under arrest for a concealed firearm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask what led you to that decision?
Okay, well, you're carrying a concealed firearm, and that's a crime in Oregon.
Ma'am, do you recall I asked you if that was a gun underneath your jacket?
And I said yes.
Okay, so by me not being able to tell whether it was a gun or not, it was not in open plain view, right? Okay, so it would have been concealed if I can't tell that it's a gun.
You could obviously see the butt of it.
If you got your sweatshirt covering that gun, it's concealed. An open carry is open carry. Nothing obstructing the firearm or the holster that it's in.
So had it been on the dash or like flat on the passenger seat,
Or had it been on your side without a sweatshirt covering it, that's not concealed. But you have it under
So
clothing,
now
that's
you guys
concealed.
want to nitpick.
There is absolutely nothing trivial about the laws surrounding firearms, especially in a situation like this. As the officer already explained, he had to ask whether she was carrying because the firearm wasn't visible. That's not nitpicking at all. It's a basic safety concern that the officer needed to address.
and additionally, it's also a crime to present me with a driver's license knowing that it's suspended. I see you were convicted of driving while suspended in late December of 2021, which was only a few months ago. Additionally, you haven't been reinstated at all since then, so there's a pretty good inclination that you knew you were suspended and knew that license was not valid. That's also a crime in the state of Oregon.
You're making assumptions.
No, that's...
You're making assumptions.
Oh, as far as your knowledge
you're
of that?
Assuming whether I knew or did not know.
Right, I never said I knew for a fact. Okay? I'm not in your mind, I can't know that. But there's pretty good evidence to show that you likely knew. But additionally from that, for the concealed firearm, yes, you are under arrest. So we just need you to step out. We don't want it to be incident or anything. Just ask you to step out and face the panel up there for us, please.
So maybe like I explained to you, this isn't the place to argue it. That just makes things worse. That's why there's court.
Yeah, you guys looked for the most petty thing that you could to arrest me for.
Okay, well we didn't.
And
we didn't
I'm
look
willing
for
to bet that in the process, you guys have got a whole lot of other things going on. So before we jump to that, I'd like to know what I was pulled over for.
I told you were stopped for expired tags. Okay, additionally, the registered owner of the vehicle is suspended. It appeared to look similar to you based off the picture I pulled up before I stopped you. But in and of itself, I can stop you if the registered owner of the vehicle is suspended and the description would match. Additionally, you have a light housing on the back here that's broken. I didn't notify you that that's why I stopped you, because I was primarily just stopping you for the tags. But I mean, we can point at things, but I don't want to nitpick with you. I don't want to argue with you. Okay, this is kind of what we're going to do. You're obviously very familiar with the courts. You referenced the Supreme Court earlier in the stop. Okay, so you know that that's the place to argue this stuff. So at this point, that's why you're under arrest. Okay, so we're going to ask that you step out. We don't want an argument with you. We don't want any altercation. So your car, so you were convicted of driving while suspended recently. So
you have no insurance on the vehicle.
You guys have no legal right to tell it.
Okay, again, you can argue that in court.
But I'm talking to you now.
Okay, this isn't the place for these arguments, okay, ma'am? So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and step out of the vehicle, and if you refuse
I will
to...
step out of the vehicle. However, the U.S. Supreme Court has already ruled that a vehicle is a household effect.
Okay.
Therefore, you have no right to tow it.
Okay, again, you can argue that in court. You can argue that, you can file lawsuits, you can do what you like.
So,
okay?
in other words, what you're saying is that you don't care
get him on the camera.
that you are stomping all over my country.
What I care about is this is my job, okay? I am educated, I'm informed, I get the training on laws and court rulings.
But that does
okay?
not mean that you know all the laws.
Okay.
And that does not mean that you are kept up to date
Right.
on the U.S. Supreme Court's rulings.
Right.
It's disgusting.
So I'm pretty kept up to date. And again,
I've done
if
my
I'm wrong,
research.
I'll eat crow later. Okay, but this isn't the
Eating
place
crow
for it.
later is not going to help me.
Okay, well it might. So, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead and step out of the
In
vehicle.
the
You are under
meantime,
arrest.
you guys are taking something that you have no legal right to take.
Again, not the place for the argument.
I have not even said that I'm going to tow it yet, but we need you to step out now so we can get you in custody safely, and then we'll go from there. So please face that way. Please face that way and put your hands behind your back.
Ow!
Good.
Would you please
Do you need
be
2 sets of
gentle?
cuffs?
I have a right shoulder injury.
Okay.
So
Chief, will you
please
hold
be
this
gentle.
arm? We'll put 2 sets of cuffs on you.
And please,
We'll do our very best. I'm only limited by these 2 cuffs.
too high.
It'd be a little better if you were able to hold a little more still.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm not standing still enough for you. I'm a little bit scared.
Okay. Let me check the tightness on this one.
Real quick, ma'am,
One of
you
these
do have the
lists
right
is
to remain
not
silent. Anything you say can't be used in court of law. You have the right not to present lawyer being questioned. If you're not hard to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at no expense. Do you understand those rights, ma'am?
I'm going to double lock these just so they don't tighten up anymore on you. Okay, man. I'll have you walk back this way with me. To the front of my car here.
Okay, I know you say you're pleading the fifth, but do you have someone who is a licensed, valid driver who can come take control of your vehicle within a reasonable amount of time, which would be within the next 20 minutes or so?
Bryson,
Bryson.
his neighbor.
Okay. And are you still living at the Candyville address? It's on your license? I'm only asking because I'm trying to think about how long it's going to take somebody to get here.
Yes, I live in Candyville.
Okay. Would you like to call Bryson to see if he can come get your
I
vehicle?
would appreciate it.
So she ends up being arrested and taken off to jail, but even then, officers go out of their way to help her out. Instead of immediately impounding the truck, they let her contact a licensed family member or friend who can legally take possession of it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.